Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the 7th Dev Diary entry for our video game Chromatic Void. We've got a lot of cool stuff to share with you before the end of 2020, so let's get into it. Before we get into the engine proper, I want to talk about a few artistic things that we have already. First off is 2 new enemy concepts. We've got our smaller Molotov-wielding monkey, who works a lot like the Kikis or the monkey dudes from Sonic, where they will just continually lob Molotov cocktails at you to try and damage you, but when you get close you'll be able to defeat them rather easily. But we also have the larger, the bruiser, gorilla type enemy who will be harder to defeat or maybe even easier just to avoid. I really love the way that these are turning out and I can't wait to see them in engine. Next, let's go back to the environment design. Last week we talked about implementing these vertical forests into the design and environments. One of our artists has drafted a level design concept with these in mind, as well as other elements that you would find in a city, such as smaller buildings on the outskirts or construction sites and boardwalks. Lots of things that you would find, especially in a coastal city, that I think work really well and add a lot of variety and gameplay opportunities to this first level. But jumping off of that point, let's go back into the engine where we can actually see that some of these ideas have actually been implemented, and you can see how they're looking in more of a 3D space, and I still really like the stylization. I think that they still have a lot of personality and that the use of color works perfectly for the idea that we had in mind for this stage, so we're definitely going to be working in more of that direction moving forward. On top of that, you'll also notice that the color scheme and the presentation of the game has changed a bit since last week. Since last week, we've actually given everything more of a cel-shaded kind of flat color look to help give it more a visual distinction and a higher contrast, as well as helping those colors to really pop. So we've gone through that process, as well as given everything these distinct outlines. It's funny, if I get too close they disappear, but you can see them if I back out a little bit, that there are actually outlines defining the edges of all of the geometry in the level. So the way these things look while in action is pretty crisp, and I'm very happy with this first pass at it. Obviously there are some small inconsistencies that will need to be addressed, but for the first pass I'm very happy with the direction things are going, and I think this is a good step in the right direction for the style of the game. So we'll go ahead and get back to the... Oh! We appear to have encountered a small glitch here. I am gonna... Okay. So that is pretty much everything we have to report on this week. An overhauled color scheme in game, some cool enemy designs, and some stellar level ideas and concepts that will be very helpful moving forward and building this thing out in 3D. I'm very excited and very happy to have as many of you interested in this as we have. It's been very exciting and I can't wait to see where this project is going to go in 2021. That said, I want to end the video on a bit of a different note. I want to try and get some broader topics going in these videos, so we're going to try something called the question of the week. And the question of the week this week, as it is the very last of 2020, is what was your favorite video game of 2020? Let us know in the comments down below, and we will see you next week in 2021. Take care, everybody.